Hi, beautiful. We're reading in the text, chapter 8, The Journey Back. And we are in section 4, paragraph 5. Healing is release from the fear of waking and the substitution of the decision to wake. The decision to wake is the reflection of the will to love. Since all healing involves replacing fear with love. The Holy Spirit cannot distinguish among degrees of error. For if he taught that one form of sickness is more serious than another, he would be teaching that one error can be more real than another. So, in other words, a delusion is a delusion, whether it's a grand delusion or a small delusion. They're both delusions and they're not real. So to say one is less real than the other is nonsense, right? They're not real. You can't, there's no degree of unrealness. It's just not real. It's like, it would be like saying, I have a mouse in my hand. Well, I clearly don't, but in this hand I have an elephant, but elephants are bigger. So this illusion is a bigger illusion. It's like, well, I guess to the ego, but to reality, neither one is there. He would be teaching that one error can be more real than another. His function is to distinguish only between the false and the true, replacing the false with the true. The ego, which always wants to weaken the mind, tries to separate it from the body in an attempt to destroy it. Yet the ego actually believes that it is protecting it. This is because the ego believes that mind is dangerous and that to make mindless is to heal. But to make mindless is impossible, since it would mean to make nothing out of what God created. The ego despises weakness, even though it makes every effort to induce it. The ego wants only what it hates. To the ego, this is perfectly sensible. Believing in the power of attack, the ego wants attack. I guess I'm going to summarize this with our egos are crazy, and we all know it. And we've all had moments where we're like, why am I acting so crazy? Why am I thinking so crazy? And we're encouraged in A Course in Miracles to bring our delusions to the light. Because it says in the darkness, it seems to have a foundation. It seems to make sense. But when you bring it to light, which means a willingness, healing is released from the fear of waking. When it's like, okay, fine, I'm willing to see how crazy I'm acting. I'm willing to see how delusional this is. Oh, there's no foundation there. There's no mouse in this hand. There's no elephant in this hand. Okay. This person that I said was evil and I condemned, they're just a confused human doing the best they can. Same as me. And their best perceptually might not be as good as my best, because there but for the grace of God go I. Maybe my mother was slightly less crazy than their mother. Who knows? My mother's lovely. I'm not. I was blessed to have a very lovely mother personally, but some people weren't. And who might have judged them? Why they turned out the way they did? And I've had my challenges that shaped me and made me crazy in other areas. Thank goodness. Healing is released from the fear of waking. The decision to wake is the reflection of the will to love, since all healing involves replacing fear with love. And other people are not going to have the strength. Some others, they need an example to see this, because they've never, ever had anyone show them. And that is what it means to be a way shower. Some people have never had anyone in their life show them what it looks like to replace fear with love. And when we choose to be that example, even if we're the first in our family, the first in our friend group, to just be like, I am no longer hostage to ego, I am host to God. And I will bring my darkness to light. I will bring my illusions and my secret pettiness to the light to see how ridiculous it is, to let it go, to wake up, to replace all fear with love. Other people get to see that example and go, wow, that's possible. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to receive that honor of being a teacher, of being a way shower? Yes, I know you are. You wouldn't be here. You would not be here watching this video if you were not ready to accept the honor of being a way shower. So we're not going to do this petty little thing anymore. I'm speaking for myself, but I know it's true for you too, or you wouldn't be here. I am willing to let go of the pettiness of thinking, well, if they get to roll around in the mud and be miserable, then I should get to roll around in the mud and be miserable. Yeah, sure, that's true. But I don't want that. I want to show people that they don't have to roll around in the mud and be miserable. That they can love what is, they can love reality, they can let go of judgment, they can put down their sword, they can accept that other people are on their journey, and it's not my place to judge or condemn them for where they're at in their journey. And it's pure delusion when I think that I'm better than them, because I have no idea what they've been through. I have no idea where their starting point was. For me to say I'm winning the race and they're losing, but I don't know if I started 100 yards ahead of them. And there's no race. And if I get to the finish line, I'm going to realize, if I wake up, that I love everyone that's still back there. And I'm going to just go back there and try and help them get to the finish line too. Because I don't want to go to a party by myself. I want everyone there that I love, and I love everyone. And so do you. Now, our egos don't love everyone. And sometimes I'm ego identified and I don't love people. Ask that the Holy Spirit teach you the right perception. Healing is released from the fear of waking. The decision to wake is the reflection of the will to love, since all healing involves replacing fear with love. I'm going to read that again. All healing involves replacing fear with love. If you want to heal, you have to replace fear with love. You have to replace lies and delusion with the truth. And only love is real. And you can see that sooner, or you can see it later. But the sooner we see it, the sooner we're at peace. The sooner you know the truth of who and what you are. The sooner you see the truth of who and what others are. And the sooner you're able to be a light in the dark and a beacon of hope and help others come home to love. And I know you're ready to be that way, shower, or you wouldn't be here. Thank you. Thank you. Truly, thank you. You are very needed here. I love you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.